I just want a girlfriend. Is that too much to ask for? I just want to get laid. Come on, I want a girlfriend. It's been about a year since me and my ex broke up, and I can't seem to get her out of my head, and no girls have looked at me since. I'm speaking to this girl, man, but she's doing my head in. She's talking to all these other guys. She barely replies, but I hope things work out with me and her. None of the boys understand that the most important thing is they've got their priorities wrong.
The truth is, bro, there's a lot of people that will come on here and not give you real advice because they don't even know what they're talking about. There's a few, but like the rest, don't listen to half the people you're watching, bro. Truth is, for me, I can come on here and tell you the truth because I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. My whole life growing up, especially in my younger years, I only wanted to get laid. I'm 26 now, so this was going back a few years, but bro, from 15 years old to the age of 20, when I started drinking and doing drugs, and like I started drinking, doing drugs, going to parties and all these gatherings at like parks and stuff where you drink up young. Because first of all, I grew up in the ghetto, and it's also like kind of like the Australian culture a little bit, but you have to be like, you know, from like not a good family and this and that, like, or a bad environment to start doing it so young, and that was me. Because in my younger years, before I started drinking, doing drugs and doing all these things, I was this fat, overweight, insecure Indian kid. Like, I was wrecked. I was shot when it came to my like confidence and my self-esteem, all of that. And when I started drinking and, you know, just being amongst the crowd and doing all that, I always had in the back of my mind, even at a young age, like I'm being this way to try and get girls. And then as I got a bit older, 16, 17, you know, I started to mess with drugs way more. And like drugs was my number one priority. And then it was like try to get girls. So like literally I wanted to get as messed up as I could. But I still had in the back of my mind, doesn't matter how fucked I am, I will still, you know, try to end the night with a girl or hook up with a couple of girls or get some numbers or, you know, something. And there were more nights that I was rejected. I ended the night by myself or with my friends than a girl. But a lot of people will demonize you. A lot of people will say, well, don't focus your life around girls and this and that. Truth is, if you're a young man, it's going to be very hard in this modern day to rewire your brain, especially when you've grown up, you know, just amongst this new generation and time, the internet, all these things that we got access to, you know, porn and just like the Instagram and all of that, right? But how you go about it shouldn't be the way that so many of us are programmed to. Because what we're doing is we're going out as unimportant nobodies. We ain't built. We're doing nothing with our lives, right? And we focus so much on just trying to get laid, which eventually leaves you at a place where you've got nothing in your life and you focused so much. And this could be in your younger years, could be in your early 20s, your late 20s, early 30s, whenever you do this, right? We all have different peaks and times in our lives that we like experience all this stuff. But you realize if you don't build yourself up, you'll be someone that, you know, eventually, maybe you got laid once or twice, maybe you had some fun, maybe you weren't even successful because you're just a nobody, and you'll be one day looking at yourself like, what did I do with my time? Nothing. So this is where the advice becomes toxic, and a lot of people think, oh, how can you make a video like this? Shouldn't give advice like this. I do what I want because I know exactly there's a few of you boys that this will help. Look, we all have a deep intrinsic why inside of us, right? Like sometimes we go through hardship, we go through family problems, we have no money. Like there's something in us that will truly drive us to become better men. That's our why. But like a second tier why that you can have on top of your deep intrinsic why is like get girls. Be that guy that has more options. And a lot of people will say, whoa, how can you say that? Truth is, this is what it's going to move the needle in so many of you boys' life. If you understand that in this modern day, right, your options are slim to none. Yeah, cool, you might be speaking to one or two girls, maybe you're not speaking to any, maybe you've had a whole bunch of fun, but chances are most young guys, you bro, maybe a lot of people that you do know do not have options. You don't have girls hitting you up, you don't have girls looking at you, there's nothing about you screams like sex appeal and good looking anyway, like you're just an unimportant nobody with no one looking at you, and that hurts. And I've been there and I get it. So understand, if you start flipping the switch a little bit and you level yourself up with the intention that one day, like this is like a goal that you have like in the back of your mind, that like one day this will make you that guy that girls start like, they whisper around you like, ooh, like who's that? That, you know, they get nervous and anxious when you speak to them. You know, just to be a guy that's more well-rounded and attractive, like there ain't nothing wrong with having that. We are motivated by that, and especially if you go back in like to the primal days, you'll see that every man did everything that they could to get a wife, and that was it, right? And like this is back then, bro. Like they only had themselves, and they had to be, you know, the leader of the tribe. They had to be that guy, and that's how they had options. And the peasants and the slaves and all this back in the day, I'm talking 100,000 years ago, they had nothing, and they died just being a slave, sitting there. They were killed, and bro, like that's what it was. That was the trajectory of low status men. Well, it's the same thing now. If you were a nobody, if you're just fat, overweight, with no money, not going anywhere, sitting at home playing video games, the rest of your life you are going to be someone that has no options, no money, no drive, no life experience. And is that the way that you want to go? Probably not. So what you can do, have a deep intrinsic why, and also be motivated by like, yeah, you make more money, you build your body, you can get all this life experience, just become that guy, learn a fight, be focused on a mission, you know, level yourself up in your career or your business, whatever. And you'll see that, you know, if you had the motivator of like, whoa, I'm doing this, yeah, for myself, retire my mom, you know, all that, but you also did this to get girls, that'll motivate you so much, man. We're young men, we're men. We want to attract more girls. We want to, you know, have some fun or find the one, or yeah, that's what we want to do. So this advice will help you, bro. Don't listen to other people that say, oh no, don't do it for girls and this and that. Do it for them. Do it for yourself, sure, but you'll have another motivator. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with being around some baddies, bro. There just ain't. So yeah, brother, love ya.